I'm Judea Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us now. When you get a tough diagnosis, the last thing you need is to feel alone in your fight. What if you had an entire arena of supporters cheering you on? We got word that Islander fans have been rooting for more than just their favorite hockey team to win lately. Let's take a look.
Madison Sanalitro and her boyfriend Alex have spent the last few weeks at UBS Arena rooting for two things: the Islanders,
I definitely love them, the fans are amazing,
and for someone to help Madison after reading her sign asking for a kidney donation.
You don't realize it until it affects your family or you.
Sure.
You don't realize how many people actually do need organs out there.
Madison needs it because she's battling kidney failure for the second time. A transplant she had 5 years ago is no longer working, forcing her into dialysis 3 days a week. But her sign is working.
Definitely overwhelming. I never expected any of this to happen.
That's because Madison has an army of Isles fans trying to help.
What's going on?
From the famous sign guy to the blue and orange army. A loud and loyal bunch that's spreading Madison's story and sign all over social media.
It's a heartwarming story, and we just felt like if we could get the word out there, maybe we could just help her get some of the help that she needs.
Until they came about, I haven't really gotten much recognition, so I think they definitely have helped.
I know you're Madison.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
They got a lot of power.
Yeah. They know a lot of people.
In fact, Madison says she's getting calls from people in Canada, Texas, Missouri, all willing to help. There's no match yet, but thanks to her sign and her adopted army, she's armed with a lot of positivity.
Definitely seems like someone is out there that's gonna hopefully be able to help.
So if you're at an Islander game and you see Madison, stop by and say hello, and she also has an email address.
madisonskidney@gmail.com.
And Ranger fans, you can help too, right?
Yep.
Sometimes asking for help is the hardest part, but this next story reminds us why speaking up is so important. A Westport woman's life-saving transplant was long overdue, but thanks to overwhelming support on social media, she's getting a second chance. Let's take a look.
And I feel so thankful to be part of a community that responds like this.
Just over a year ago, at first reluctantly, Kathy Talmadge put herself out there on social media looking for a kidney. She told us then about the campaign called A Kidney for Kathy.
I had started to give up hope.
Many of her friends stepped up to be tested as a match and other possible matches across the country, but all were ruled out. Talmadge went on a deceased donor list.
My surgeon told me that I had actually been 2,246 on the list.
After finding out on her 70th birthday in December she had a match, the donor backed out, and she waited.
And I got a call at 4 a.m. on January 12th.
A year and a day after the start of A Kidney for Kathy, her prayers were about to be answered. Yale New Haven Hospital had an anonymous donor.
We got up there 45 minutes later, and then about 4 hours later, I was in surgery.
And 3 days later, she was home, good as new.
I couldn't be happier. It's like a wonderful dream. I pinch myself every day and cry because I'm so happy that it's changed my life.
Talmadge says she still doesn't know her donor other than it's a man. She says Yale New Haven had never seen such a reaction to a social media campaign.
I couldn't have done it without the encouragement and talented friends and family who designed and implemented the campaign.
Talmadge, who has volunteered and donated her time to many organizations in Westport for the past 40 years, wants people to know how important organ donation is.
Basically, a big message from this is that people can make a difference.
Talmadge thanked everyone on social media. In the post it says, "Miracles do happen."
That's evident over in Egg Harbor Township of New Jersey as well. When the home of the Vola family was destroyed in a fire, neighbors, family, friends, even Melissa Vola's company, Angelic Health, all pitched in to help the family get back on their feet. A GoFundMe has raised over $32,000 so far.
want to drop off, gift cards or donations of any kind, they can come to our office here in West Atlantic City at Bayport 1. We are just so grateful on her behalf for the outpouring of support in the community.
This year, New York has seen so many tragic fires. We've talked about quite a few of them right here on a positive note. Well, I've got word that a pair of talented twins in Westchester are working hard to show their local firefighters just how appreciative they are of their bravery. Let's take a look.
On a triangle? This? I think it's like a triangle, but then it's pointing up to the U.
It's a labor of love and caring for 8-year-old twins Joshua and Rebecca Polavoy. The two fourth graders are creating bags of snacks for members of the FDNY. The pair say they were inspired by the heroics of firefighters in the Bronx, who battled the flames of the deadly high-rise fire on January 9th that claimed the lives of 17 people, including 8 children.
When we heard about what happened in the Bronx, we thought it was sad, so we tried to make snack bags for the brave firefighters. We kind of wanted to make it creative and fun for the firefighters, and have words on it that say you are brave or encouraging, and just making them feel good.
The snacks and paper bags are purchased with money raised through donations. The goodies will be shared among 4 fire stations in New York City. The kids say they're inspired by the Bake Back America Foundation that provides meals for first responders and essential workers.
We're teaching them to give back, to think about other people, to inspire other kids, other families. It's really easy to do and it's fun.
Sometimes we just make them up or we look in sketchbooks to see designs. It's kind to do these things and it's also really fun. And we enjoy doing it.
And this isn't the end of giving for the twins. They'll soon begin creating Valentine's Day bracelets for nurses and hospitalized children in New York.
How sweet can they get? Now here's the kind of impact the twins' kind deed could have.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Hundreds of senior residents were showered with love at the North Westchester Nursing Center. Thanks to some thoughtful healthcare workers, our Golden citizens received chocolates, flowers, gifts, the whole 9 yards. The residents aren't going to be able to spend Valentine's Day with their own loved ones this year, so the staff didn't want them feeling left out.
I'm so happy. I didn't expect all this. I didn't expect it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you.
They all become like family to us. So, just showing our love and appreciation for them is kind of what we wanted to achieve here.
Now, back in New Jersey, a mom put the pedal to the metal last week, biking 24 hours for a special cause close to her heart. We're headed to Tom's River for this one.
Our daughter Karina, when she was 8 years old, she was diagnosed with leukemia. And that's just something that as a parent you never expect to hear, that your child has cancer.
That was the inspiration Christine Doviak needed to pedal her way through the Infinite Love 24-hour pedal-thon.
There was no not doing it for me. There was no option of will I make the 24 hours. I just did it. It was mind over matter.
December 2017 was when Christine's eldest daughter was first diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Karina's in remission now and has a positive outlook on life.
Because of all the good things that happened, I didn't really focus on the bad things because that's kind of how you have to be. You have to think positive.
Christine wasn't alone during this bike-a-thon. Karina and her sister Gia were both there for the ride, cheering mom on. And just over 2 hours away from Tom's River, where the Doviak family lives, a Connecticut dad who lost his little girl to cancer was also riding for the cause, and they crossed the finish line together.
Are we done?
We are. Christine, amazing.
We did it. Together.
Christina and Jim McCaffrey have never met, but bonded over a common experience, and they were brought together through the Infinite Love for Kids Fighting Cancer organization that raises money for research grants.
It was just incredible to have the camaraderie throughout the ride, and I feel like we got through it together.
Get this, they raised about $85,000 with that ride. Of course, their goal was $100,000, so they're still taking donations. We have more information on that available at news12.com. It's time for a feel-good fact. Monday, as you know, is Valentine's Day, but it's not just a holiday for you and your boo. Apparently, fur babies rake in during the holiday, too. Now, according to the National Retail Federation, this year pet owners are expected to spend just over $1.1 billion on gifts for their pets. And it's no wonder when you put that into perspective, because at the beginning of the pandemic, 1 in 5 households became pet people, according to the ASPCA. And they need love, too. That, ladies and gentlemen, was your feel-good fact. So, no big deal or anything, but I heard the Queen was spotted in Westchester. And listen, I'm not talking about Miss Elizabeth. The Queen Latifah was out and about in Valhalla shooting scenes for The Equalizer in the Fuel Co. on Virginia Road. Listen, you never know who you're going to run into around our tri-state. You always got to be ready.